Good morning, it's me. I'm back. I'm Stephanie Flath, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm coming to you live Wednesday morning, October 23, and I'm live here on Facebook on my business page at facebook.com/Dazzled by Stamping. And you can find me every Wednesday morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time right here. And when you are not here or I'm not here, on Wednesday, or other times, you can find me on my website at dazzledbystamping.com. So I'm going to refresh my screen a second so that I can see comments later when I'm crafting. I realized at some point that I forgot to, hi Carrie, I forgot to, why does this look weird? I forgot to remind you to come see me. Hi, Mario. So thank you for remembering. There it is. Thank you for remembering to come see me. So I'm excited today. I'm excited every Wednesday morning to be live with you. Today I am playing with scraps. And I meant to remind people to come and see, and that to show them I was playing with scraps, tell them that, but I just forgot. So I loaded up my randomizer and I'm like, oh, that's it, I'm done. So I forgot. Oh, now I lost my, oh, there it is. I'm like, your alarm reminds me. Good job. My alarm reminds me too. Did I tell you I have like 3 or 4 alarms in Wednesday mornings to remind me? 2 are to remind me to wake up. I always set 2 alarms. Hi, Sherry. I always set 2 alarms to wake me up. One is just a warning, and the other is like, okay, get up now. And then I have another one, like you got 15 minutes before it's time to go on. And then another one's, you got 5 minutes before it's time to go on. Hi, Dot. Thank you for joining me. Is Carson with you or Roger, or you by yourself? Hi, Jennifer. Good morning. I'm going to get a drink quick. Sorry. So I was just telling everybody I'm playing with scraps today. So it makes me happy. I actually got the idea. Hi, Carson. Thanks for joining me. I actually got the idea from one of my demonstrator friends. She's actually from Canada. Can you believe we actually met in Greece though? So it was her first incentive trip to the Greek Isles. That was her first one. Good morning, Rebecca. And we ended up having lunch together. I think her husband didn't want to go with her on an excursion in Athens, and we were dropped off at lunchtime in a certain area, and she was by herself, so we just grabbed her. So anyway, she had a great idea for one of her cards. Well, no, she had several samples of cards, and I loved it. And so one of my cards is like that, and just the whole concept is about scraps. So that's what I'm going to be doing this morning. Okay, I do have my randomizer loaded. Good morning, Marlene. And so I'm going to switch over there quick and do that, and we'll get going. Hi, Jamie. I saw you just in time right before I switched over. Oops, I forgot one part on the randomizer. You can't win twice in the same day. I have to click that though. Okay, so we have 2 cards from last week. What were they? I can see them, but I don't remember them. I feel like they're leaf cards. Pretty fall cards. Okay, start. Cindy Keller is my first winner. I don't think she's on yet. Congratulations, Cindy, if you get here or watch this later. Okay, pick another winner. and start. And Lynne Hodges, ooh, yay, she won last week too, I think. I gave her her card when she was here for class. Okay, congratulations, everybody. And I'm switching back over. Okay. Yes, congratulations to everyone. Okay, so working with scraps today. So I'm actually going to be doing, using several different stamp sets, and I will show them to you as I go. So this is not the card that I'm going to start with, but I want to show you, well, okay, so the first card that I'm going to do is actually using cardstocks. Easy for me to say. Cardstock scraps is the first one that I'm going to use. And actually this one, and I was inspired from myself. Remind me to show you my inspiration for that. It was when I was trying to play last week. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And so remind me later after I make this. Hi, Julie. After I make my first card, remind me that I need to show you my inspiration. It's just this tiny little piece, but I loved it. But it wouldn't quite work for my card last week. It didn't, I don't know, the coverage wasn't good or something. Okay, so this is, just a sec, I want to count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Crazy. Okay, so my second card, yes, is going to be from this designer paper pack. Look at all the scraps that I have in here. And this is quite often the case, but look at how much I've used this paper. This is the Take a Bow. I have 5 full sheets from this 48 sheet pack of designer paper. Can you believe I used all this whole thing? It's, I don't know if I said this on my live before, but it's rare for me to like every sheet in a pack, and literally I have 5 sheets left plus scraps. So this is going to be for one of my, actually 2 of my cards. I'm making 3 today. For one of my cards later. So, hi Kathy. So I'm going to put you down and show you Marsha. I'm glad you're here, Marsha. Good morning, Carlin. Okay, I'm going to put you down. So I need my magic wand on backwards, upside down. And here we go. Okay. So the first one that I'm going to start with, first card that I'm going to start with uses Changing Leaves. This is an online exclusive, so you'll have to go find it on your online. It's not in a catalog, but it's very fun, of course. Okay, so here are my pieces. So this is Cajun Craze, so is this, and crushed curry, and thanks for sharing already, and Mossy Meadow. These are my colors. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, well, so it doesn't keep getting lost, I'm just putting this, for this dark of cardstock, I usually put something inside. So I don't think that I'm stamping inside. Oh, yay. I'm glad you have this, Carlin. I don't think I'm stamping inside this time, but I wanted that in there. Okay, so I am attaching these pieces. So these literally were scraps that I had. I don't always save these. Hi, Dina. I don't always save this, this skinny of pieces of cardstock, but I did have these. I probably made them shorter. I made them all the same length, but these are 1 inch wide. And sometimes you just end up with stuff like this after you do some cutting for something. So this is where I'm starting. So one of the things that I need to keep in mind for this is I want to be careful with my adhesive. I don't want it to go off the ends, off the edge, just because of how I'm handling this. Now I'm taking a risk actually just putting this down. I probably could move it if I needed to, but I did attach it. I didn't just put this, just put it here. But I've made one already, and I know like the edge that I'm looking for around it. So I have an even border on these top 3 sides. Quit teasing, Carlin. I shouldn't have told you. Okay, so this is down, and I'm going to, oh, I forgot. There's something I need to do first. I do want to do this, and I'm using the great big leaves for this. I don't know what kind of leaves these are, but I'm going to make a background. So this is Cajun Craze on Cajun Craze, and I just sort of want to go on the corner here. I missed that spot. And on the corner here. Okay, so this is my background, and I'm going to set this aside for the moment. Now, I am going to emboss on here. Did I emboss on here recently? We embossed on at my Stamp-A-Stack. It was gorgeous. And I want to show you a few things. We do have an embossing toolkit, I think is what it's called. There's a lid on here. So this is for collecting stuff. Now, I have 3 different ones of these. And I tend to, well, this one I'll probably clean out because I don't know. I don't often use metallic, or when I do, it's just Christmas time. But there's this pillow, I don't know what you call it. It's for, so that the embossing powder doesn't stay everywhere. It's like a static pillow. And then you get this for holding on to, and then you get a brush for this too. So, because what you do is you pour out over your, which you'll see in a minute, you pour out over here, and then you want to brush this out and pour it back into the container. So that's what all that's for. So I just wanted to show you this. I am going to use the pillow this time. Anti-static, that's right. Thank you, Carlin. So I'm doing this. And so you first want to use the anti-static. I don't do this often, but it's a good idea with black especially. Black always tends to either show up or it clings more. I don't know which. Okay, so I need Versamark. Actually, you don't have to have Versamark. You can have any kind of pigment ink. We used to have, no, we still do have a white craft pad. That's what our pigment inks that are colored. Do they sell the pillow by itself? No. They used to. They do not anymore. Sorry. They just have it as a kit. So, I was talking about pigment inks. So the only other pigment ink that I can remember that we have is the white craft pad. We used to have them in lots of colors, but I think people just don't use them as much. But a pigment ink is thicker, so it takes longer to dry, and you need that time to be able to get your powder on and emboss with it and whatever. Okay, so I am using Versamark. So Versamark's pad is very similar to our firm foam pads. So you don't totally squish down or whatever. Bowlers use them. Try a sports shop or a sports department. That's a good idea. I'm guessing probably something like Michael's that carries individual things would have it too, but I don't know for sure. Or look on Amazon. Okay, so I stamped one. Can you see that I stamped it? It just shows a watermark for right now. Oh, and I want to scrap here. This is just something I had nearby. I don't want this to get on, can't hold it. I don't want this to get on the white part, so I'm just putting something underneath here. Okay, so here it is before I put embossing powder on it. Cover your ink pad up, that's helpful. Now I can lay this right in here and I can dump this. Now, I never worry. Some people worry about putting too much on here. I never worry about that because I'm going to collect most of it back up anyway. And I would rather make sure that I have my whole image covered that has the Versamark on it. Because if you don't get it on quickly enough, the Versamark can dry before you get it on there. So I just don't mess around. I dump it. Ooh, that came out nice and clean. Yay. Much better than last night. I do want to see. It seems like needs more here. Sometimes it can not get in all the cracks or something. Okay. All right, so here's my image with the powder on it. Now, usually when I'm online, I'm not worrying about, I'm not going to put this back in the container right now. But if I were to do it, I could brush all of this off and dump it back in here. That's the whole point of the brush thing. But I'm going to, this can stay like this, I think forever until you actually use your heating tool on it. But if I let it go for too long, usually what happens is I forget it's there and then I touch it and then, then I take it off and then I can't do it again. So I could set a bunch of these here if I was working on a bunch of them so I could do one step at a time. But anyway, so now I need to emboss it. So it's going to be loud. I'm not going to talk, and I'm sorry that it's going to be loud, but I'm going to show you because one of my favorite things about heat embossing is seeing it transform from the powder to, so hopefully it will show, transforming from the powder to the shiny, raised texture. So I need to warm this up a little bit, and then I'm going to start. Okay, quick tip for you. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'm going to show you. If it looks like it's still powder, then it probably is. I have a few little spots that didn't get all the heat, and it looks powdery right here along this edge and along this edge. Can you see it? So if it still looks like powder, it probably is. So hit it again. Now, if it just... Thanks, Marsha. If it gets so that it's not shiny anymore, then you've done it too long. You want to just do it until it's raised and shiny because you can go too far. So I'm going to do this one more time. Either I rubbed off some of this embossing powder or I went too far right on this spot right here. I don't know if you can tell but the bottom green, it's not being shiny. Can you see that? I think I went too far there, but the rest looks good. Oh, there might be a tip. Just a second. Oh. Yeah, you may have gone a little too far that time, Carlin. The very first time that I ever embossed, I liked and shared when it was loud too. The very first time that I ever embossed, we had, oh, it wasn't Carlin that did it. Sorry, it was Jennifer. Yes, it was too long. The very first time that I embossed, I was with my sister. I had just signed up to be a demonstrator, and we were working on projects so that I had samples for my workshops. Just a sec, I have powder on here. And every other time, so we'd done embossing before, like my sisters and I would stamp together for like baby shower announcements or birth announcements, or, you know, some type of party where we're inviting a bunch of people. And, oh, yikes. Yeah, it can happen to everybody. Anyway, we had done it before, but I was always on a different part of it. We would have an assembly line, and I must have just done the sprinkling or the stamping or something, because the first time that I embossed, I ended up toasting my paper. I didn't cause a fire, but I had brown marks. And my sister Teresa laughed so hard at me because I was supposed to be the professional, of course. But anyway, it was pretty funny. So I learned you have to take it away a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to stamp. There's a greeting in here. It says, a little note to brighten your day. And I want this on here, but I'm doing it to the side a little bit. I didn't on my first one, but I didn't get that straight, but it is to the side the way I want it. Okay, so now we're going to put this on our card base, but I need dimensionals. I found them. That's always a thing. So I'm going to get a bunch on here. So Stampin' Up's embossing powders, they come in a trio now, and they're called Wow Embossing Powder. There's a metallics that's silver, gold, and I think copper. And then there's a basics, I think is what it's called. Is it basics? Yes, basics. And there's white, clear, and black. Yes, fall colors are so pretty. Okay. All of these are done. Oops. Reaching for my done one. I don't want my done one. I want the one I'm working on. Okay, so here's my card. And the last thing I'm going to do is find my embellishments. So these are called faux glass dots. And they are pumpkin pie, I don't know if it's crushed curry or daffodil delight. I don't know. It would say next to it. Probably old olive and Cajun craze. And I'm going to, these are in the mini. Thank you. These are in the mini, and I'm going to do let's do it this way. It doesn't want to pick it up. Sometimes the take your pick tool is amazing, and sometimes your I forgot, I wanted to do my middle one first. Sometimes your embellishments don't want to work with it. Okay, so I'll put that there. So I want this to go up. And then I want one of these. There. It's all done. They are dots. They are faux glass dots. Okay, so I told you I wanted to show you my inspiration. Last week when I was trying to use the stamp set that's in the scrapbooking brochure. Thank you. And I was playing with these. I kind of wanted to do the embossing powder. Oh, that's not a good one. I switched sides. I don't know where it went. Anyway, I was playing with colors. I was playing with the, thank you. I was playing with the, I was playing with the black embossing powder. And first of all, you can see here that I did not use the embossing pillow. And this, I don't know if you remember these stamps, but they have a really soft look behind them. Like it's supposed to look like they're watercolor a little bit. So it wasn't giving a nice bold black here. And so it wasn't working for me. So anyway, this was my inspiration for this from last week. So anyway, so here's my first scraps card. Okay. Now, if you were with me earlier, you know that I'm going to be using the designer paper Take a Bow because I have lots and lots of scraps with it. And the pack is almost gone. And I love the scraps. I love the paper. And so this, I will tell you, is going to be a peek at my peppermints class, my Dazzling Card Club for November. It is, oh, I forgot. Okay, so I'm not showing this one. And I'm not going to show you the stamp set that I'm using yet either. This is going to be a peek at my peppermints class. We're going to be making this card. And so for this specific card, you need 8 half-inch strips. For some reason, I keep seeing Jennifer when I see your name. I keep thinking Carlin. I don't know if it's because your last name. I'm assuming it's because your last name is Carmine. But anyway, I keep getting confused by who's commenting. Okay, so I'm gonna set these up how I want them, and I have a way that I'm doing this. Sorry, I'm looking at my done card so I know which order I want them in. There's that one. Then this. That's not it. That. Okay, so I'm going to put them down like this. I'm going to grab a second. I have one more silicone mat here. Peppermints didn't stay, but I know I saw that same night that they were gone. It's crazy, but it's probably people like me. I bought a bunch of them because I have in mind being able to sell to my customers in class and having them at class and giving them as gifts besides. Because I want my people to have them. Okay, so I have all of my strips here. They're half-inch strips, and I have this piece of just white cardstock that I'm going to put them on. Did you try to get them that same night, Jamie? Because, like, I saw later that night that they were gone. So the date is November 18 is when they're coming again. I need the next morning. Oh, yeah. No can do the next morning. Okay, so I'm going to get 2 sheets here. So this might be, I'm going to have to trim this a little bit because 2 of my strips, they were extra skinny. But that's okay. So I'm going to put them down. I'm butting them right up next to each other on here. Then I'm flipping this. Go 1, 2. I keep doing that one upside down. I don't know why. 1, 2. So obviously you could use this same idea with whatever size scraps that you have. If yours aren't quite this wide, you could just, I mean, if yours are wider or you don't have this skinny, you could do wider strips. But these are skinny little 1/2-inch ones. Okay, putting this here. Putting this here. Okay, now if it were truly a 1/2 inch, I wouldn't have this white sticking out. But because I have these 2 little skinny ones, they're here. Okay, so what I'm doing first of all is getting rid of that little bit that's not covered with designer paper. Then I'm taking this and I'm cutting it at an angle. So I want to start one corner on, one corner is right in the track, and one corner I just randomly chose. I went with this line that's 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to cut it. Then I'm going to turn it around, and I want the corner in the track again. And then I want to make sure, I don't know if you can tell or not. So I have what I mean by the corner in the track is this right here is where it's going to cut. So I have this corner in the track. And then this side, I want to make sure that it's parallel with this line, with a line. Doesn't matter which line, because you're worrying about your corner being on the track. And you already decided how far this was going to be. So I'm putting it in the track, making sure it's straight over here. I should have gone the other way, only because cutting straight into a corner is hard. Cutting through a corner is easier. So if I would have come this way, it would have been easier. It worked out fine, but I suddenly realized I caused a problem, but I didn't. Okay, so now you have this piece, and we're going to put this on here. Okay, so I have I have 2 pieces here. I'm gonna put them both down right now. One is for the inside, one is for the outside. And maybe you wouldn't want to put them down first, but I'm just going for it. So I have one down. Two down. Okay, so before I put this down, I have this on this cardstock for stability, but also so that I can have one piece that I'm working with to put on here. And before I put it down, I want to put this baker's twine on it, this red and white baker's twine. And I want to tell you a couple tricks. Do you have a new blade? Cutting across multiple layers sometimes snags for me. Yes, my blade is brand new. And so besides having a blade, just making sure, I gave this tip before, but since you asked, Jamie, by the way, hi. Thanks for joining me. Since you asked, I'm going to tell you this tip that I always do. My blade is fairly new, but also you need to make sure that your track is nice and clean. And how I do it is I take my my paper snips and that's fine. My paper snips and a baby wipe, and I start from one end of it and I stand it up and use it backwards. One end of it, go all the way to the end. Oh, I even got some right now. I didn't think that I would, especially since I didn't have a baby wipe in there. You do it till it's clean. So do this with a baby wipe. Go from one end to the other and pick it up out of there. So that will also help you with it snagging. So the only problem that I have is if I try to go straight into the corner like I just said. So I want to show you a couple things. Love that Tiffany. Oh, good. I'm glad. It's amazing how much gets in there. And black seems to be really bad. And I don't know, some of the other ones are really bad. Okay, so if you are, let's start over. Does that hurt your snips blade at all? No, not really. First of all, I use the back of it, not the front of it. Like when I pulled it, I'm using this side of it. So I'm pulling to me this side, and then I'm only using the front of it when I'm going to dig it out. I don't know, it just is easier that way. It doesn't hurt it, and I do it all the time. Okay, so you may wonder how much ribbon that you need for your cards. And so when I have to actually cut ribbon for a class or something, like I usually don't cut it when I'm just doing it in person. But if I have to cut ribbon for a class, or maybe you guys like to cut it before you actually do it, I always keep in mind a good length for if you're going around a portrait card. If you're just doing a knot, not a bow. I am doing a bow today. But if you're just doing a knot, if you're going around the front of a portrait card, you need 14 inches. So I'll look at I don't know if you can see this, but I'll look at my ruler or my paper trimmer actually and go an inch off one side and an inch off the other side, so I have 14 inches. If I'm wrapping ribbon to make a knot around a landscape sign, then I need 16. So I'll go 2 inches off one side, 2 inches off the other side, and so I need 16 inches. Now what I need for this, I'm doing a bow, and I measured that this is I need about 18 inches to do this and do a bow. So I'm just gonna do this. So I have this here, and come down to 6 inches on the back. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to lay this on here. Like I think I said already, I don't often make a bow, but for this I wanted to. So I'm just going to tie that like that. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but by the way, you can use that information also to know how much ribbon you need, like if you're buying for a big project. Like this is, I don't have the packaging. Do I have the packaging here? No, I have a different ribbon. So like if you have 10 yards, you have 10 times 36, because there's 36 inches in a yard. You have 360 inches. So then divide that by your 14 inches for whatever card, and then you know how much you'll get out of one roll. Or do that for any of them. Okay, so what I was trying to show you is when I'm doing this bow, or if I do a knot, I think I have this too long this way. I made my loop here, and I'm using my middle finger here to sort of hold it tight. It doesn't always work, and sometimes my finger still like moves or catches or whatever, but that's sort of what my aim is. For some reason, doing this baker's twine is is, it's kind of loose. Oh well. I'm going to be fine with it. Because I'm not doing that again. All right, so 18 inches isn't truly what you need. That's too much, but I did extra rather than an even number so that you know, because when I did it, it was 17 inches actually. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this off. It's loose, but it will be okay. I want it to go sort of angled like this piece is angled. Okay, now I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. I know. So for it is perfect with this designer paper. So for my peppermints class, we are using this designer paper and this baker's twine. And then you get the peppermints. So the dates that I have available are Tuesday, November 5, either 10 a.m. or 7 p.m. Friday, November 8 at 10 p.m. Not 10 p.m. 10 a.m. And Friday, November 22 at 10 a.m. So if you join that, you even can do it through the mail if you prefer. If you join that, you will get a pack of peppermints. Okay, so here's my card. And now I want to, is this in the mail one too? Yes, it is. And I saw that you just signed up for it, Jennifer. Thank you. Okay, so here is what I want to do. I'm using this stamp set. I've been wanting to do this. I don't know for how long, but I've been wanting to use this. This is Saying Hey. So this is one of the stamp sets that I'm using. I just love it. Okay. So I'm putting on here, hey. And then inside, I'm going to put, I'm stamping inside this one. I'm going to put, oh, this is from, okay, so I showed you Saying Hey, Peaceful Season. This is from the mini catalog. Saying Hey, I think, is in the full catalog, or it's an online exclusive now. I don't remember if it came out this year. Yes, the DSP is included. The DSP, the baker's twine, and the peppermints. Oh, I just put it on my, oh man. I just put it on my ink pad. Okay. So I'm going to put Christmas. Oh, I had layers under here. Just a sec. Yes, you are a lover of the word hey. I know. Okay. Whew. Okay, Christmas. And then we're going to do Mary. Okay, so I have a big old Merry Christmas inside. I said, hey, and I'm sorry this has this here. I might have to, I might trim this more for myself and give you the other card. I'm not really sure what I'll do, but I'll fix it somehow. Okay, and then, of course, peppermints. It is a fun card. Okay, so we're taking this, putting the big one right here. Then we're going to do a medium one and a little one right here. Thanks, Todd. Here's my card. Isn't that awesome? So you could use this design, obviously. This was going to be the one. Use a mono sand eraser and rid of mono sand eraser. I don't have that. So this is the design that I'm going to be doing the project sheet for. You obviously could use, first of all, you could use hay with anything. They have lots of, have you seen this? I've used it before. Lots of things for the inside. Congrats. Hey, good looking. You can do this. I'm so glad you exist. Thanks. I love you. I miss your face. Happy birthday. And it literally says insert clever message here. We'll have to play with that. Thank you. So this is one of the cards that we're going to be making at my Dazzling Card Club for one of those days that I just said. So there's that. Okay. And you could, so this is the project sheet, and you could use this design for any of your scraps, any stamp set, obviously. And I have another design that I'll show you when I put it back up. All right, I'm done with this. Now I'm going to show you one more sneak peek that I decided on for the Peppermint's Dazzling Card Club again. So, and because I have more scraps, thank you. I'm glad that you like it. So a lot of my scraps ended up being like 2 by 2 because of how I was cutting them for other projects. So I cut this down to 1 by 2. That's what I have here. And this is Granny Apple Green. By the way, I didn't tell you, this color is Garden Green. This is Granny Apple Green. And for this one, I'm just using, these are the sizes that I had. Did you use the Mon side or the eraser side? I don't know what you girls are talking about. I don't know what that is. Okay, so I'm going to, I need my silicone sheet back here again. I have these in the order that I want them, so I'm going to go 1, 2. Now this one I'm doing a little bit differently. I want a border on this one, both between each color and around the outside edge. And I did a little bit too skinny between them, so I'm going to trim this a little bit. Rather than picking it up. I probably wouldn't have to, it's close enough, but I'm just being picky today. Okay, so here's my designer paper, my scraps, and this is going to go on Real Red. Yes, a 3-card day. Because I'm showing you how to use your scraps and showing you, I have different size of scraps. Now I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to use my, if you have a grid paper, you have I guess this is just 16 inches. 16 inches, and then I'm going to use 2 more inches here. You don't even need to get your ruler out or your paper trimmer. Okay, I'm doing the same thing and tying a bow. I feel like with so much going on, you sort of need a boot. You need a bow. You need a bow with this design. Otherwise, it won't really show. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Plus, it's also the way that I didn't do it. Well, it's better than last time. It's the way that my friend made her card. She used baker's twine and had it, or linen thread or whatever, had it on here. So I'm going to attach this with dimensionals. Two. All right. Now this time I'm using a different set again. The thing is about all of these cards. Oh, is that Halloween talk? No, it wasn't meant to be. I was going to use that paper though, but then I didn't have enough scraps, so, and I wasn't going to cut it down. I wanted to show you truly that I was using scraps. Okay, so this goes on here. So these designs that I'm doing, they can go with whatever stamp sets that you have. So this one is Iconic Imagery, is what I'm ghost. Oh. Iconic Imagery is the stamp set that I'm using. This one is an online exclusive, and I've been using this a lot actually. So I've been using Celebrate. That looks good. You really want this juicy for stamping photopolymer on, I don't know, maybe it's not just photopolymer, but when you're stamping on colored cardstock, it absorbs ink differently. You really want to make sure that your ink is nice and juicy, or your pad is nice and juicy when you go to do this. So I have Celebrate. Oh, yay. That's way better than I did last night. Celebrate. And we have the Season here. Nice. That makes me happy. All right. And then I'm using my other one that has less on it. Then we're going to take the big ones, put it right on here. Oops, that's not high enough. And there it is. I know, Celebrate's amazing. I'm done. I made my scraps cards. And you got to see 2 peeks of what we're going to be doing at my Dazzling Card Club with peppermints. Okay, I'm done, so I'm going to put you up on upside down, but oops, I did that twice. Backwards. And here we go. Is that right? I got to see. Yeah, okay. Okay, so here is, thank you so much. Here is the last card that I made. I just like those colors together. They make me happy. Make sure that my eyes aren't purple. Okay, so here's the first one. Sometimes I feel like I hold that too long, but I've been told that I show it and it's, thanks. I show it and then I go way too fast. Okay, I'm going to show you the one that's not, doesn't have the black on it. This is what I made last night. Same thing. So here's Hey, Merry Christmas is inside. This is just a fun card for a casual person like me. And then here is the first card that I made. So a little note to brighten your day. Love greens, very Christmassy, great colors. Thank you so much. Okay, and then I have one more to show you that I made last night because I wanted to show you a different colors, different look a little bit. Thank you. So this is the one that I made first, actually, last night. So this is one I wanted, you know I love this ribbon. What I did was I made a knot in it and attached the ends on the back for this one. And this one is, I had used this recently, Sweetly Scripted. This is an online exclusive. And I used a couple of these designs. There weren't 8 different designs in this pack. There were only 6, front and back. So anyway, so this is using the faux glass dots again. And this is vanilla cardstock. So yeah, so you can do it with lots of different designer paper. I know. I had to make sure that I had an animal looking on that one. Because sometimes when you're cutting it that skinny, there weren't animals showing. But yeah, he's so cute. Okay. So that's it. So I'm not giving this one away that I made earlier. I just wanted to show you another sample. So that design is going to be my project sheet. So I'm wanting to see what you guys do with your scraps. That would be lovely. Okay, things to tell you. I told you my tips for today for the 14-inch for around, if you were to do around this card front, you need 14 inches. If you were to do around, obviously it has to be cut this way though, around this card front, it would be 16 inches. And then this ribbon, this baker's twine that I did was 18 to make a bow. Okay. Things that are going on. So the deadline for my Peppermints Dazzling Card Club that you can do through the mail or in person, there's 4 different times. The deadline is Saturday, so you need to sign up by then. That is the first thing. The starter kit promotion is still going. You can join my team and you still pay the same amount. You pay $99 plus tax, no shipping. That's that's like the best deal in the catalog is to do the starter kit. No shipping, and you get to choose $155 a product when you do this. It's an amazing deal. I love it. So that ends this month. So that's in a week from today. Yeah, week from today. So let me know if you have questions or just go sign up. Also, our kits collection is discounted up to 30% this month. It even includes the new kits that just came out. I got one. I haven't played with it yet. So it's the ones that, it's like Paper Pumpkin, but it's not Paper Pumpkin. You can just buy as many as you want and right from online. And then also, Stampin' Up! Has Close to My Heart products that they got the rights to that hadn't been published yet with a Close to My Heart catalog. And those they have discounted 30% while supplies last. So check them out. That's something you're only going to find online as well. So thank you for joining me today. I hope that you sign up for the Peppermints class. I have them ready for you, or they'll be here sometime. And thank you for joining me today, and have a wonderful day. And I will see you again next week. Wait, no. A week from tomorrow, sorry, is the end of the month. So thank you, Mario. You have a great day also, and I will see you guys next week. As always, Joy to Live. Thank you so much, Jamie. Bye.